Hi y'all. Happy Tuesday. Here in the last day or two, I've had actually several people, chatting and venting about life and what coulda, shoulda, woulda. I know I think about that all the time too as myself. I've heard this quote and this saying several times, and I'm not going to try to preach on everybody, but forgive yourself for not knowing earlier what only time could teach you. And I can't help but think about this topic. I know there's lots of things in my past that I've always thinking about, wondering what coulda, shoulda, woulda. I think we all have that. I got a couple of guys that are going through some tough times right now with some situations with divorce and custody battles with their kids, and just struggling about second guessing their past. You know, when it comes down to it, you can only control what you can control. And any regret is, I guess, it gives you regret of what you have, especially, for instance, you having kids right now. I know I haven't had the best past with relationships with my kids' mothers. And, I look back and, I didn't make a very good selection on where they were at in life and where I was at in life. And I guess let emotions and other things get in the way, and maturity and naiveness and you name it. I always have beaten myself up pretty hard. Like, how did I let myself get in this situation and put my kids through this shit? And not only put myself through this shit. It's real. And it's on both sides of the fence. It's not just dads, it's dads and moms too. Relationships, both sides of the fence. Issues on both sides of the fence. Friendship relationships. It's not just family and all that kind of stuff, and kid stuff and custody stuff. I mean, it's just real. It's just, you don't know what the future is in front of you with that relationship. You don't know what the future is in front of you, what's going to come up and what's going to happen. You only know one side of the fence, which is your side of the street. You don't know the other person's side of the street. And that person may not be forthcoming. That person may not be straight up and legit. That person could be just giving you a load of crap for a long time, and you're just giving them the benefit of the doubt that it is what it is. But we take it really hard, and it affects our inner core tapes. That we're not good enough, or this or that, or we're afraid. With fear, we create what we fear. We fear what we create. The whole 9 yards with that. But you've got to forgive yourself for not knowing earlier what only time can teach you. You can't control and change what happens on the other side of the street, but you can on your side of the street. I think at times we really, really beat ourselves up, and we get gun shy and we second guess ourselves. And the reality is, man, you can only control what you can control. It goes back to one of those good old tools. But I had this conversation with this gentleman this morning, actually early. He called me early. I was surprised on a Sunday, but I haven't talked to him very often, just on work stuff. But here lately, he's going through some stuff. And the reality is it took me a lot to get through to him to change his thinking. I saved a quote out of the Chosen deal on TikTok, and I sent it to him. And it was basically, Jesus talking to James about, what I just said. I heard that at church the other day with Pastor Carl talking about that in a similar text, in a similar setting. And that's like 3 times in the last few days. Just wanted something to touch on and share with everybody, because I think we all fight that fight. And then we all beat ourselves up, and we all just wear ourselves down. It affects our well-being, and it affects our mental health, and it affects our mood swing. It affects everything. I know I deal with shit every day that never ends on my side of the fence with my issues that I have with my daughter and her mom and stuff and that kind of stuff. And it seems like it never ends. There's lots of times I look back and think, damn it, Billy, what the hell were you thinking? I don't regret my kids, but I wish I would have chose different people, I guess. And I'm just being honest, with different places at life that obviously I wasn't at the same place. And I've paid for it most of my adult life. And so have my kids. You fight like hell to try to keep your kids whole and be a part of their lives and be involved in their lives. And it's just a never-ending fight. But you've got to forgive yourself. You got to forgive yourself what you didn't know then versus what you know now. And what you know now, what you've learned now, will help you going forward to hopefully help you make better choices. That's real. Another story from a daddy story. If you got something out of today's topic and today's story, like and share. We're on all social media channels, YouTube and Spotify. Hope everybody has a great day. Forgive yourself.
I'm only a man in the city.